Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect where we are, we have just completed the 8th chapter of Sathya Sai Vahini, and Swami is describing the Dvaita philosophy in its fullness, about how individual human beings transmigrate to Chandraloka and back, where when they are still not fully free from desires and so on. And the ones who have overcome these desires become Jivan Muktas, and they go to the Surya Loka, and then from then on to Brahma Loka, and they never are born again. At the end of all those discussions, the chapter closes with a statement from Swami that there is another philosophy, another thinking, which is higher, of a higher nature, which is Vedanta, and that's Advaita. That is how the chapter 8 ends. We will be starting the 9th chapter today. So I will let the sisters read, unless if somebody has something to say about what we read last week and discuss. If anyone has something to discuss, please do so. I will pause for about 30 seconds, and if not, we will continue with the 9th chapter. Kalyani, maybe you can just read the current slide which you have posted, and then we can move on.
Sorry, Uncle, could you just read this one? I'm just going to move. There's some.
No problem. The word Naraka, hell, can nowhere be found in the Vedas. The conception of hell is foreign to the spiritual thought of the Bharatiyas. The idea of hell and the various descriptions of hell are all later additions in the Shastras and Puranas. The authors of these texts believe that religion will be incomplete if it does not posit hell. They laid down diverse tortures as part of hell, but they laid down one limit to the pain hell inflicts. They declared that there can be no death in hell. The purpose for which hell was created was only to incite fear among people in order to make them desist from sin. But Advaita does not posit heaven or hell. It is concerned only with the bondage and liberation, ignorance and illumination. It is known as Vedanta. There's no faith higher than what Vedanta stands for. So I'll stop there. If anyone has something to say, please say so. Otherwise, we will move on to the chapter 9. Okay, Kalyan, just move on.
One with the One. The Jagat or cosmos was created by God out of himself, so that he is the originator as well as the material of the cosmos. As a result, he is full, paripurna. The creation is also full, and the individual Atma is also full. Therefore, many full entities are postulated. God made the cosmos manifest from himself. When this declaration is made, the doubt may naturally arise, how could God become these walls, these tables? God is supremely pure. How could he become these impure things? This is another doubt that is uppermost to some.
Okay, thank you, Kalyani. Mani Aunty, shall we read the Telugu, please?
Sairam.
Sairam.
9th chapter is Akhanda Paripurna Padarthamu. Akhanda Paripurna Padarthamu.
So we can say Swami is titled it as, or I don't later on, that which is a complete substance which is unbroken,
Yeah.
eternal, or something of that sort, I would say. Auntie, if they can.
తెలుగు జగత్తునకు ఉపాదాన కారణమును నిమిత్త కారణమును కూడా భగవంతుడే అనియు.
For the world, the material cause as well as the instrumental cause are both God indeed.
Yeah. భగవంతుడు పరిపూర్ణమనియు.
That God is complete and full.
ఆత్మయు పరిపూర్ణము.
The Atman is also complete and full.
ప్రకృతి కూడా పరిపూర్ణము.
The creation is also complete and full.
అనేది వాదమున అనేక పరిపూర్ణ వస్తువులు ఏర్పడినవి.
In that argument, there are many complete and full substances or things which came to being.
అయితే భగవంతుడు ఈ గోడలుగా ఈ బల్లలుగా ఎట్లయ్యను?
Auntie, there's Atadu Anaga Bhagavantudu.
భగవంతుడు
Thanolin, you don't have that? Thanalo Nundi.
సారీ, అనగా భగవంతుడు తనలో నుండియే ఈ జగత్తును ఆవిర్భించచేయను. అతడు అనగా భగవంతుడు తనలో నుండియే ఈ జగత్తును ఆవిర్భవింప చేయుచున్నాడు.
Okay, so he means God, who from his own self is making this creation come to be.
అయితే భగవంతుడు ఈ గోడలుగా ఈ బల్లలుగా ఎట్లయ్యను?
So if that means, how can God be these walls or these tables?
అనే సందేహము సహజము.
That kind of a doubt is natural.
I think she stopped here.
No, I think there is, okay, yeah.
And this is another doubt that is.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I'll go.
What's the next sentence?
ఇది ఒక వాదము.
This is an argument.
భగవంతుడు పరిశుద్ధుడు కదా, ఈ దుష్ట వస్తువులుగా ఎట్లయ్యను?
Isn't God pure? How can he be these impure things?
అని మరొక వాదము.
There is another argument.
దీనికి సమాధానము విచారింతుము. Okay.
I think
that's not here. Yeah.
That's in the next paragraph in English. So I'll stop here. So Swami is talking about Advaita here, actually, Vedanta, where he's saying God, the creation is made of God, and God is the one who is the maker also. So we'll stop here, and there are two arguments which Swami says generally come up. It's natural.
Yeah. Sai Ram. In Telugu, what Swami is saying is, Jagattuku upadana karanamu, nimitta karanamu. Upadana karanama means material cause. Nimitta karanam is efficient cause. Instrument cause is sahakari karanam. That's the third one.
Okay.
This is second one is nimitta karanamu is translated as efficient cause. So he is the upadana as well as nimitta, material cause as well as the efficient cause.
Thank you. Anyone would like to discuss what Swami is?
The English translation is that pretty accurate? So for upadana karanam.
So the thing is, I think upadana, material of the cosmos is upadana karanam. He's the originator. Is, I think, nimitta karana has been translated as originator here. I think that's reasonably okay. See, the nimitta is very, there are many schools of, interpretation of this Advaita in many people. There are many Advaitins who have come up with their own. At this point in time, Swami has only used two of them, which is Nimitta and Upadana. So the one who makes things happen is God only. He's the maker. So in that sense,
Sai Ram, we can take the example of pot and potter. The clay is the material cause, and the potter is the efficient cause who makes it. That example is generally given in the classic example of Vedanta.
Yeah, but here in the Vedanta, the clay is the potter also.
Yeah,
It's as if the clay is making pot out of clay itself.
Yeah.
So
when the pot is broken, you find clay itself there.
Yeah.
Clay is the karana and the pot is the karya. Karya and karana, they overlap each other.
Sai Ram, brother.
Yes.
I think let us go down, because
yeah, I know. Okay.
Here it is not. They are talking. Bhagavan is talking here Visishta Advaita here, not the Advaita actually, because creation. The word creation is in Advaita. It is a creation. It is becoming. Ahom Bhagusyam, becoming that one. So the creator is there here. Nimitta Karana is there. So this is Visishta Advaita portion. Actually, even if we go down, we will clear. Only Advaita come in the middle or latter part.
Yeah, the word creation here itself is misleading, brother. The word Swami has used is only Jagat.
Yeah, Jagat, not only actually Jagat, but also the Baba is speaking about individual Atma also here. So that's what I am saying. Okay, I will not. No, I will not insist on this, but we will discuss together when we go down, I think.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
So maybe we will read one more slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Thank you.
Sai Ram, brother. Yeah, I'm so sorry. When you go back to the previous slide, shall we get some explanation on the what Swami is saying about it? If you discuss on that, then we can understand the following paragraph well. So, God made the cosmos manifest from Himself. Can you go and a little more things? Then, how could He become this wall? And God, the second part I wanted to understand, then how could He become these impure things? Which one it's referring to? Then I think it's better for us to read the rest.
So so my understanding, sister, is just to understand. Yeah, I understand what you want to say. See, everything which we have, the wall, tables, then there are other impure things also we come across in this world. Swami is not mentioning them here. But they are also made of God. Okay, there are many things which you think is dirty. But if God is all this, how can God be all this? Okay. Swami only, doesn't want to list all the impure things which you encounter in life, or which different people may call different things impure. But Swami is saying, if the entire world is God, these tables are there, the walls are there, and there are many impure things also. How can we say God made impure things out of Himself by Himself? I think that's a question people may ask. And so then why, Swami, these are arguments put forth by people to say when Vedantins say everything is God. See, that statement itself is Advaita. Only in Advaita, God made this creation out of Himself. That is pure Advaita. So as soon as that is stated, there are people will they will poke holes in that argument. If you say if the table is also God, how can God become this table? How can God become this dirty thing which I am seeing outside? then how can it cannot be God? It has to be something else. So this is the argument which are generally posted. So this is the Purva Paksha. In Indian logic, in any argument, when you post a theory, you will also post it that oppositions made to the theory, which is called Purva Paksha. So then what happens, the person who is propounding a theory will say the oppositions to that argument, and they will provide answers to that. So this is what is happening. What Swami is doing, the classical way, things people discuss Indian philosophy. So he has first made a statement which is completely Advaita. That is, God is the one who made, God is the material.
Yes.
Okay, there is nothing else in this world. Okay, there's absolutely nothing else. It's a statement. So as soon as you say that, then there are people say, then how can God be this, all these dirty things? How can he be the table? That's a question Purva Pakshins ask. They will challenge that theory. So that is what is happening in the second one.
So the Advaita principle only is Advaita point of view only. The God made the cosmos and manifest from himself. That is Advaita.
So that means there's only
God. The other things, the things comes from it. We have to see how that's going to.
Yeah.
Swami going to explain the impure things. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
so this,
you.
as soon as people challenge this theory, so that is what is happening. Swami made a statement, then he has listed the challenges, and then we will continue. I think Sanjay, you raised your hand or wanted to say, yeah, go ahead.
No, I Sai Ram, thank you. No, I think it's important here in this para to maybe understand a little bit more about that word paripurna, because I think the complete or full is not, unfortunately, a good English translation for it. I think it might be important for it. It may be useful for us to understand that a little more in terms of what because Purna is full. Why is Swami saying Paripurna? And maybe we can discuss a little bit about it if we could. Yes, please.
Very good. Pari. Pari is something which Pari Prashna, I'm right away reminded of Shirdi Sai Baba reporting about Pari, explaining. Anyone else would like to, I think Purna means, right? Yes, Sister Vani, go ahead.
Sairam brother, I think we discussed about this few pages ago. Paripurna. Pari means absolute fullness. We talked about. I just remembered.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone else who wants to talk about Purna and Paripurna? So in a Pari,
it is like Brahman and Parabrahm, like now. So almost same, but as Sister Vani and everybody understand, the Paripurna is very, 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 very complete, full. But it cannot be full. Full means full. So Baba wanted to insist that due to the creation out of himself, he didn't change. To insist that there's no iota of diminution in his stature. So to insist that, he put it as Paripurna. That's what I think. But
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sai Satish, I think I will put you on this. Auntie, please go ahead.
Yeah, same. I remember that Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudichat. That word, he is absolute. There is no second thing. He is the only one. Ekameva Advitiyam. That word in Advaita Vedanta, it is written like that. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. So, somebody, the whole verse, if somebody can say, and see, Purna, that's actually that the Paripurna is explained in the verse, in the verses of Purnam, other Purnamidam. I will ask Sai Satish to.
Saravana. So it is Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So that is so Swami actually gives the example of like Mysore Pak to describe that example. Swami says when you take that Mysore Pak, that sweet, and break away a small piece from that Mysore Pak, that sweetness in that uh, larger sweet is also complete, and the sweetness in the small part that has been broken away from that big piece is also complete. So that is Purnam, Purnamada, Purnamidam. This also is complete. Purnat Purnamudachyate. So Anna, maybe that part, the next two lines is better you translate the. But essentially, from that fullness came this fullness, and both are essencing that fullness or totality.
Okay, sir. So anyone else would like to? I think Sanjay, yourself, you can also attempt. But if no one else volunteers, then I will say, see, generally, if there's something complete, when we take a piece, that becomes less by that piece. Paripurna is that kind of fullness, as Brother Sivada said, it can never diminish. It is ever full. Whether you take anything away, it's full. If you put something, it is full. So pari means that fullness which cannot change into anything in any way. Nothing can happen to it. That is paripurna. So which retains the fullness in all circumstances, in all situations, in every way possible. And that is paripurna, is my understanding. I think Swami has spoken about it in some few places. I hope. Sairam Sanjay.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, I think that is important to understand, and by that understanding, you can further extrapolate that this section is actually not, I mean, talking about Advaita Vedanta only, because what is removed from it was also Paripurna. So what is removed from it is not partial, is also Paripurna, and the world is also Paripurna. The Jagat is also Paripurna. I think just to supplement to what Sai Satish said about the Mysore Pak, the other example is the lamp. You light a lamp and you light another lamp. From that lamp, both the flames are complete and have all the properties of any flame. One flame is not diminished by the other by removing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Yeah, I think more than the Mysore Pak, the light is fire is something which is much more complete, I guess, completely represents this, because if there's a large fire, when you take the fire from that fire doesn't diminish at all. Yeah, that's one of the reasons Agni, fire, is the primordial form of God which is worshipped in the Vedas. In the Vedic texts, Shiva and other forms more than them, Agni is given the prime place, because Agni represents for us in this world that which is complete at all times, will never diminish. So that's one of the reasons. And so I will stop here. If there's anything else we can discuss, or we can go to the next slide. I think Sister Aruna is full now. So we'll move.
Thank you, brother.
So,
This is a good explanation. Thanks.
Let us seek the answers. Man is fundamentally Atma, but he has the encasement of a body, hasn't he? From one point of view, man is not distinct from the body, is he? In spite of this, however, man feels that he is not this body, that his reality is distinct from it, that he is not the baby he was, or the old man he is, that he is neither male nor female, and that he persists through babyhood, boyhood, middle age, and old age, masculinity and femininity, and all other stages and changes. So too, the cosmos and all creation are but the billion bodies of God. He is all this and in all this, but he is changeless and eternal. Nature is amenable to change. The Atma too can contract or expand, blossom or fade, shine, or be befogged. Bad deeds will diminish its splendor by clouding its brilliance. Its innate and genuine truth and wisdom may be hidden by evil thoughts and deeds. Those acts and practices that can disclose the native splendor and glory of the Atman are termed good.
Thank you very much, Kalyani. So, Auntie, shall we read the...
Okay. Now the questions arose in the last paragraph. So Swami is giving answer. Vicharing tumu. That was his. Manudu Atma Surupade Aya Atadoka Shariramano Darinchu unnadu kada.
So Swami says, let us try to explore the answers to these questions. Human beings
Atma Surupade. Manudu Atma Surupade.
The human being is of the form of the Atman.
Atadoka Shariramano Darinchu unnadu kada.
Isn't he wearing a human body?
Okadrukpatamuno muna tanu ee shariramu kanna binnamu kaadu kada.
In one perspective, isn't he separate from the body?
That's what one I
Tanu ee shariramu kanna binnamu kaadu. Isn't he separate from, in one perspective, isn't he separate from the body itself?
But in kaadu kada அப்படி எழுதிருக்கீங்க. காடு kada இல்ல.
Binnamu kaadu.
Binnamu kaadu kada.
So the thing is, he is not separate from the body. Isn't it so? In one perspective, isn't he not different
from
the body? So that means in some perspective, we think we are the same as the body. So Swami is doing double binnamu kadu, means not separate, isn't it? In one perspective, isn't man not separate from the body? Binnamu kadu.
Can you just explain a little further about this?
So Swami is saying, one of the way, if you look at it, you will think that I am not different from my body.
That's your body consciousness is saying, I think.
Swami is not, he's telling in one perspective, when you have a body consciousness, you think that you are not separate from it. That's why Swami says, Okadrikpatamana. In one way of looking, you are the same as the body. You are not separate from it. Isn't it so? That's what Swami is saying.
Ainanu nenu yathartha swarupudanu.
Even then, I am the real form. The I principle is the real form.
Nenu ee shariramunu kaadu.
I am not the body.
Kanu. I cannot. Kaadu kanu.
I am not and I cannot be.
Nenu pasivadanu. Pasivadu ante
infant. I am an infant.
Vayovrududanu.
I am an old person.
Leka stri purushudanu kaadu.
I am not a woman, I am not a man.
ఈ శరీర అవస్థలో ఎన్ని మార్పులు చెందుచున్నప్పటికీ,
even if the body goes through many changes,
ఆత్మ మారుట లేదు.
Atma does not change.
స్త్రీ దేహము అందును, వయోవృద్ధుని అందును, పసివాది అందును, పురుషుని అందును ఆత్మ యథాస్థితి అందే నిలిచి ఉండును.
So whether it is the body, whether you are old, whether you are young, a baby, or you are a man, the Atma is in its own state, and it always remains firm in that state.
అటులనే అఖిల జగత్తు ప్రకృతి అంతయు భగవంతుని యొక్క అనంత శరీరముగా పరిగణించవచ్చును.
So in the same way, the entire creation or entire Jagat or nature is Bhagavant, it is the unending, limitless body of God. In that way, we can consider it so.
అతడి సమస్త జగత్తునందును చొచ్చి అతడు ఈ సమస్త జగత్తు మందును చొచ్చి
he is merged or joined with this entire jagat creation.
సర్వాంతర్గతమై ఉన్నాడు.
He is there as an indweller in everything.
అతడు అవికారుడు.
He is changeless.
అనగా మార్పు లేనివాడు, మార్పు రానివాడు.
That means he cannot be changed and he doesn't change.
ప్రకృతి సవికారము.
The creation of nature has changes.
ఆత్మయు సవికారమే.
Atma is also changing.
This is the view of somebody else, not the Pratipakshawada. This is.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Prakriti dani rupamulu maruno.
In the creation, its form changes.
Adi ver rupamulu dalchuchundanu.
It puts on different forms.
Kani Atma atti marpunu nondadu.
But Atma does not undergo those kinds of changes.
Nonda jaladu.
It is incapable of doing it.
Dushkramamulu danini sankuchitam anarchuno.
The things which are bad will make it narrow, make it limited.
Dushkarmamulanaga Atmaku swatasiddhamuku satya gnanamunu.
If dushkarma means the Atma's own, its own natural true knowledge,
పరిశుద్ధతను సంకుచితమనర్చినవి,
and its purity are narrowed or limited.
ఆత్మ యొక్క నైసర్గిక తేజో వైభవమును,
the Atma's inherent effulgence and its glory,
గోచర రూపమునకు తెచ్చు కర్మములు సత్కర్మములు అనబడును.
those activities or actions which makes it possible for us to perceive that are called good activities.
ఆత్మ మొదట పరిశుద్ధమై ఉండునది.
Atman is always, from the beginning, is pure.
That's it, Sarah.
Thank you. So, there are still arguments, and, certain
counter arguments are going on.
And that's why Brother Shivadas said, it's Vishishtadvaitam, they say, it can be this, it can be that.
Right.
So it's not pure Advaita. It's still, sort of, that's why Auntie said it's Pratipaksha, means opposed arguments. And they are also still in the Vishishtadvaita realm, as Brother Shivadas mentioned. That's why Swami is talking about Atma also. And so I will stop there. If anyone else would like to comment.
The ideal example Baba often quotes is this, the waves and the sea. So
yes, brother, can you repeat?
The waves of the sea. Yeah.
Yes.
You understand? Clear, no?
Yes.
Language. Yeah. The waves of the sea. So, or the sparks from the fire. Yeah. So, even though there are billions of bodies, which is nature. I say we use he used the word nature. Nature is amenable to change. So, the physical or inert material within the inert or physical material, as you said, as Antaryamini inside, this Atma is there or God is there, but we call it Atman because it is limited to that particular shape of the body. Yeah, so and also the Bhagawan is saying that some in one way of in one point, in one angle we feel we are the body, But if we think deeply and we feel that we are not the body, we are separate from the body. Okay, let me stop it. But when the discussion comes, I want to make a point of that one side.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. Thank you. So Swami is, in the previous paragraph, Swami spoke about Bhagavan, God, if for lack of a better term. But now he is talking about Atman and the body. So I think sort of, as Brother Shivadas mentioned, he's talking about Jivatma, limited self, which we all dealing with our own self also. Thank you very much, brother. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sairam.
Let's go ahead, Anand.
Okay. Sanjay, please go on.
No, Sairam Aunty, thank you.
No.
I was wondering if you could just read that section where Swami says the Atma also can contract and expand. Just from the previous line, if you could read that, please.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Auntie herself sort of, when she read that statement, she was a bit shocked.
That line which you want, Atma too can contract or expand. That's what he's asking,
Yes,
from the line before, Auntie, just want to see and understand the flow again.
So let me read that beginning of the program paragraph. Prakriti savikaramu.
Nature is change. It's full of changes.
Atmayu savikaramu.
Atma is also change, can change.
Prakriti dani rupamulu marunu.
For nature, the forms change.
Adi వేర్వేరు రూపములు దాల్చుచుండెను.
It dons very different forms.
కానీ ఆత్మ అట్టి మార్పుటను అందదు.
But Atman does not go through such changes.
నొందజాలదు.
Is incapable.
దుష్కర్మములు దానిని సంకుచితమొనర్చును.
So dushkarmas or bad activities or actions, it will make it narrow and limited.
దుష్కర్మములనగా ఆత్మకు స్వతసిద్ధముగు సత్య జ్ఞానమును పరిశుద్ధతమును సంకుచితమనర్చినవి.
So what that dushkarma means is it makes the natural purity of the Atman, which is, and its true nature is made to be narrowed or limited.
ఆత్మ యొక్క నైసర్గిక తేజో వైభవమును గోచర రూపమునకు తెచ్చు కర్మములు సత్కర్మములు అనబడును.
So good actions are such which make it possible for us to perceive the natural effulgence of the Atma.
I think
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Is it okay? Sairam.
Yes, Auntie.
From one point of view, man is not distinct from the body. Is he? That sentence.
Yes. Yes, not separate from the body. In one perception. See, I think Swami is just playing with us. That's what I can say. Because the reality, if you take the creation or the nature also made of God, you see, if the Jagat is also Bhagavanta, then the body is also Atman. See, body is also one person only. Okay. So is the Atman or the body is, so just the way creation is also Bhagavanta.
Yeah, okay.
That means the body is also us, a self, in one perspective, in one way of seeing.
Yeah, one aspect of that, one view of others, maybe that may be taken. Yeah. The view of others is that man is also not distinct from the body.
Yes.
So man thinks that he is the body. Can I say that? I think so.
I think the problem is if you think we are only the body is a problem. Yes, I think Sai Satish has raised his hand. Yes, Sai Satish.
I was just going to say, like, how we say that, like, body is the gross form of the mind, and mind is subtle form of the body, like that, if you keep extending it, then you will say that mind is the gross form of the Atman, and Atman is the subtle form of the, means you can always, until unless the paripurnata comes in the Atmic state, where one is completely with no trace of ahankaram is established in the Atman, that means every time the causal will carry traces of subtle and gross till they are scrubbed clean and it stays in its primordial causal. So that way we can always say, that is where I think the paripurnata really comes. How purna is the paripurna will define whether one is absolutely established in the Atman or whether that carries the traces of it through body consciousness and so on.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Any other thought anyone would like to discuss? Or
Sai Ram,
Sai Ramati.
again coming back to that gross body, causal body, and subtle body are all parts of the body. We are separating. I am not the body when we are saying that we are separating from it. So maybe it is grossest form of the body is Atman, and that we can take it in a little higher state of philosophy. That is, but for the time being, what we are discussing is body is separate and Atman is separate. That so far we have studied like this. So how can man think that he is the body? Here, man means an Atman. I feel that statement, man thinks that if his body, it's not correct. Sai Ram.
Yes. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, Sai Satish, go ahead.
Prativada, Anna, Prativada. No,
Pardon?
sorry. I was saying Prativada. So I was just putting from like what Auntie was telling based on what Swami said about Upadana Karaka.
Pratipakshavadi.
Pratipaksha.
Yeah. Yes, Auntie. So I was just saying like how you were telling about Upadana Karaka and Nimitta Karaka, right? So there we are talking about the potter and the pot, where and then Anna was saying about God bringing forth. So the best example for that is when we talk about the spider and the spider web, right? The spider brings forth the web from itself and then creates that, and then of course stays in the. So that is where, for that part, I was just trying to put that if we were to look at even the gross on the outside, the gross, if we are able to see with that Divya Chakshu, then even in the gross, we will be able to see the causal. So that way, no doubt it is the gross body, no doubt it is the gross table or the chair outside, but in its pristine sense, when that way we perceive, then the causal gets shown even in that gross, because the web came out of the spider. So in that context, I was telling it. Nothing else. I completely agree with what you're saying, but I just was putting it in that context. Thank you, Sairav.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, now we are coming to a point there, body also is a part of God, kind of, right? And Atma. So maybe it's a way of looking like this, like the body help us to realize the truth, kind of, but it's also part of the Lord kind of thing, because always we have to take care of the body to realize the um, Paramatma, or the real truth, right? So in that sense, Swami is saying that body also, I know it's a part of the cosmos, everywhere Lord is there. In that sense also we can look at it. But for without attaching to the body, ourselves has to go to the source, kind of. Maybe that's why Swami is saying. I don't know. We'll see what the discussions takes us. Thank you, Saira.
Sai Ram, Sister Sai Ram. Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
I feel like, the first paragraph, Swami made a statement that, Atma is full, God, the world is full, he is full. And then the second paragraph, as everyone said, is the counter argument in order to prove a point. So we have to see what that point is coming in the next paragraph.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Kalyan.
You know how in the first paragraph, Swami was saying how, even though if God is everywhere, if God is in Prakriti everywhere, how can this table be God? How can this chair be God? How can these impure things be God? So is it that's because Swami's saying in this paragraph, let us see the answers to these questions. So I don't know, is it kind of like a comparison to ourselves and our body? Because we know that we are not the body, that we are the Atman, because we feel that we are persistent beyond all these changes. But yet we also feel that we are not separate from our body in one sense. Like we feel united to this body in some sense. And our body has things that are inert, like our nails, and our body has things that are impure. But yet our Atman pervades all this.
Kalyan,
So Kalyan, are you saying that the impure things are also God or not?
Yes, in the same way, the impure things in our body are also us.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Kalyan, I'm not able to see the text.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
there, Auntie.
I can't see. I don't know why. What happened?
Must be at your end something.
Something connected in.
No, I think view, I think is the issue, Kalyani.
View is the issue, I think.
Auntie, when you go to the view, and I think there you may have pressed something.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll go back and come. I'll work on
Yeah, that's good. Go back and come. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, now I got it.
That's because everything undergoes change. I think you are the nimitta karana for that.
Oh, yeah. I'm the originator.
Okay, so yes, Sanjay, I think you want to say something.
Yeah, so what is a good translation for Savikaramu?
Yes, Savikara means it is with changes. I don't know, in English, very difficult to say. Sa means along with changes. So the nature is coupled with changes. Atman is also coupled with changes. But the changes which the creation or nature goes through is changing of forms. Whereas Atma's changes, Swami is saying, is sankuchitam. That means it narrows down. So that is also a change, but not the change which the natural creation goes through. See, that's why we feel we are limited. The Manava thinks, oh, I'm just a spark, or I'm just a wave. And that is also a change. So the Atman goes through different kinds of changes compared to creation. And that's what Swami is elaborating. That also means there's some change. And then he says, because we have limited ourselves, all good activities, all things are good actions that allows us to regain an understanding of our nature. Those are good actions. All other actions are bad actions which limit or which doesn't allow us to see the natural brilliance, effulgence of the Atman.
Yeah.
So I hope Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Auntie Man, please go ahead.
So when we read that sentence, Prakriti Savikaramu, Atmayu Savikaram. There, what you just now said, because it's going through Sankuchita, because of our bad actions, it's becoming smaller or limited. And because of our good actions, it is illuminating yourself.
Expands.
It expands. These changes are taking place in the Atma. That's why Swami says, Atmayu Savikaramu. So now Now it is clear to us. Sairam, thank you.
Just one question about the word vikara. Does vikara always include like those 6 types of like I think there was growth, decay.
Yeah.
It's referring to all 6?
Not all 6. So in the case of nature, it is all 6. In the case of Atman, it is different. Basically, it becomes Sankuchitam and then
it expands.
Ugarachit. It is. Okay.
Sairam,
Yes, Sairam.
Would it be more appropriate in the context of what Swami said in the previous paragraph about, first Swami asked that question, man also doesn't think he's different from the body, but then at the same time, he also comes to the understanding that he's not the baby that he was at one time. He's not the person he is right now. He is not going to be the old person he becomes, right? So is it more appropriate to understand the Savikaramu in the context of the external manifestation of the very substratum that is nature also as that is changing? In the same way, the external manifestation of how the Atma is perceived or perceived or present is what is changing, and not necessarily would it be more appropriate to say it's not, Swami is not implying that the Atma is also changing, but it's the way in which it is being perceived that is actually changing.
Okay. Yes, Sister Aruna, please go ahead. Yes, thanks for the question, Sanjay. I think it's, I don't know whether it's a rhetorical question or question, but we'll leave it for a discussion. Yes, Sister Aruna.
It is actually a question only because why would Swami say there, because as is explained later on, the good actions lead us to a better understanding of our own true self, which is an understanding in the mind. The purification of the mind that reveals this, the Atman, which is a Swaprakasha, right? So in that sense, I'm trying to understand why would Swami be saying Atma also undergoes change, which is kind of intuitively counter to everything that we otherwise hear or know.
Okay, thank you, Sanjay. Yes, Sister.
Brother, in addition to that, but I'm saying Atma always we learned that it doesn't go, it doesn't change, right? But here, Swami says it's contract and expand. In that case, I am now seeing as you have mentioned, more when we illuminate with this Lord's vision, or where we understand more about the Lord and within ourselves realize the God. So when we get closer to the Lord, that's expand kind of thing. When we are away from the Lord, like we are not understanding, we are Atma and we have not gained that knowledge, then contract kind of. This is something I'm thinking of after the discussion. I don't know whether it's right or not. So I just wanted to understand more.
So you said, sister, when you go close.
When we understand the real nature, that means we are expand on it, right? Real nature. When we don't know who we are, then contract kind of.
Okay, sister.
And that's.
So you said when we go close to God, we expand. Did you say that or no?
That mean expand with the vision, right?
Okay.
How we look at the thing, right? So it's like we are going closer with the understanding and doing things. When we do the good things, as Swami mentioned, then it's illuminates for us to see the Lord more. Then that's expand our Atma, kind of. But Atma remains same, but the way we are looking at it may be.
Thank you,
contract and yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Auntie, please go ahead.
This contraction and then expansion are all the view, a perception by a particular this thing. That's Dvaitavada. Dvaitis look at this thing as Sankuchitam and then expanding. But as far as what Swami is saying, some view this in this way, some view this Atma in this way. So it's not correct also. Later on he says that this is Dvaitavada. Then he comes to Vaishishta Dvaita and then he comes to Advaita. So probably this paragraph refers to the view of those who are holding this thing, Vada, as Dvaita. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
And,
Yes, Satish.
And earlier also, I think we came across this Sankuchita, and then I think in some other, in Sathya Sai Vahini itself, I think we came across how Atma can contract or how Atma can expand. We came across the same idea.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Hi, Ramana. So I was just going to say to what Brother Sanjay was saying, it is the same thing, right? It is Avang Manasa Gochara kind of a thing. How every time we try to describe it based on where we are. So at that point in time, every time that the wave is trying to describe about the ocean, the wave describes the ocean based on the wave's characteristics and not that of the ocean by itself, because it is limited. At that point, the wave becomes the ocean. There is nothing more to describe. And since the Satchidanand, every time we have the Astibhati Priyam Rupa Nama, but we are using the Rupa and Nama to essence the Astibhati Priyam or Satchidananda, which is beyond the realm of the mind or the word. So obviously, when looking at holding on to Rupa and Nama and describing Satchidananda, it will come with that semblance of change when actually the Satchidananda or Astibhati Priyam is in the state of absolute changelessness. So I think that's where the limitation of the Rupa and Nama, or the limitation of the word in describing that, the perception of something changing, all of that comes into existence because the yardstick or the framework used to define that is based on something that is changing. So like Swami says, when somebody is drowning in the sea or ocean, they cannot call to somebody else who is also drowning or swimming or whatever in that same lake or sea. They have to call to somebody on the shore. And that is when you call Rama, Krishna, the Lord comes and saves. So when we are in a floating ocean of samsara, that kind of a framework which changes, our perception of how we describe will also be from a perception of change rather than absolute changelessness. Saira.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Satish. So based on what you are saying, so it's okay to is it am I concluding it correctly that what Swami is referring to here is not the Atma itself that is undergoing change, but the way in which it's perceived when, as long as it considers itself separate. Is that what we are concluding, or is that the right way to look at it?
That's what I thought.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, let 1 second, Brother Sivadas. Let Sai Satish respond.
Yeah. That's what Sanjay, that's what exactly what you said. It is that is what my perception is. I don't know if, again, the thing, that's what because I am limited, I perceive it as limited. If I become the unlimited, then obviously there's nothing more to talk. So yeah,
Okay, no, thank you. That helps me, because I think in the previous wherever Swami has written, whenever he is expressing somebody who's thought, he clearly says that, right? He says, like, some people are of the view, or it has been said this way, and so on, right? That's why it was a little bit challenging in understanding this line, because Swami does not attribute it to somebody else, but the statement still comes out as though, both in the translation and the Telugu, it says Atma is changing. I just wanted to kind of understand that a little better. Thank you.
Sairam, I think we have to assume things like that because the sentence is not very. He gives it in a sutra way, how Swami gives one sentence it contains lot of meaning. So we have to interpret it that way, decode the language.
Thank you, Auntie. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Brother Sivadas.
Yeah, and then, so brother, in the next paragraph, the starting word is, the Atma is unbound at first, but later it is seen as limited and restricted. So, because it came from God made the God created out of himself the inert material, as well as he is part. His part is Atman. Atman at first is unbound, actually. So due to the bad action, it gets spoiled and get narrowed or limited, and whatever it is changing. Okay, that's what in the theory postulates like that. So due to good acts, it can broaden himself and regain that the original unbound state. So only the stress is in the importance is good and bad acts. Good acts will expand, make the Atman expand, and bad acts make the Atman contract. That is everywhere you find it. No? So this, and definitely, and as we go further and further down, we can see that because we know already the Advaitam, we are getting confused here. So as the theory put forward by these acharyas here, Ramanujar, mainly, so we have to accept as what it is here, then proceed, and Baba will finish it nicely. We have to wait, I think. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Any other thoughts? Yes, Sister Vani.
Sairam, brother. So I'm just going back to Sister Aruna's comment about that expansion. So Swami says, until we acquire his divine nature, we will not be able to understand his mystery. So similarly, until we, that's probably what is being said here about the Atma, that until we understand that divine nature, we still will be thinking, we are expanding and contracting, but in fact, we are really not understanding him. That's kind of what I understood.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone else would like to discuss anything? So, yeah, I think, see, what Swami, the way I am reading this, see, we all think we have understood Advaita. Even we think we have understood the statement, I am Atman. The thing is, when we say I am Atman, I am not the body, we are still thinking of a very narrow idea of Atman. Okay. That is why we think we are not the body. Because if we really identify with Bhagavanta, we'll think the body is also Bhagavanta. So the thing is, sometimes our own understanding of that we are Atman is also very limited, very cerebral. We think I'm not the body, I'm the Atman, I'm changeless. And another thing which we are discussing, we think the creation goes through change, but I don't go through change, that's perception. But why don't we say even the change which we see in the creation, that's also our perception. In the eyes of God, nothing has changed. Because he sees everything as atoms. It's different forms of the same atom. So a person who sees the atoms will say nothing has changed, because he is broken down to the finest piece, which makes up everything. Because Swami says atom is nothing but Atman. Again, when we see the nature changing, that is also a perception issue only. It's only in the mind. So all this we are trying to perceive in the mind only. That is why we are asking these questions. See, there's a nice Subhashita which talks about Ayam Nijaha Paroveti Ganana Laghu Chetasa Udara Charitanam Vasudaiva Kutumpaka. That means this is mine, this is somebody else's, belongs to somebody. Such type of counting is a narrow feeling. Even to say, oh, I am this Atman and my Atman is thinking this way, I mean, that is already Laghu. It's narrow. That you think it's a limited entity. And Udara Charitana means people who have noble. For them, the entire world is one family. Okay, the entire world is a family. So that we, as long as we are in that thinking, our thinking is only narrow. That narrowness itself is a change from the original Bhagavanta. So ultimately, all changes are in our mind only. No changes in the, even nature, there is no change. We may see a tree growing, a tree coming down. That is all only that, only we are perceiving only a certain form. It's an optical illusion also, we can say. That means that is the way we are perceiving it. So that perception is also limited. Only because of that limited, we think creation is changing. But creation is changing. When the way we look at it, it changes. In the eyes of God, nothing has changed. So until we get to that point, we have not reached Advaita. That's why it's humanly, Swami says Advaita is something which even we cannot analyze, but Swami just throwing these ideas so that we start thinking. So if we think this body is not Atman, it's, Jada, can be treated lightly without any reverence. But once you think this body is also Atman, the way we treat the body on other people also, even objects, material objects, we will treat with reverence once we know that is also God. Like in India, they will say, don't touch a book with your foot, because that is Saraswati. Don't touch anything with your foot, because that reverence, thinking that everything is divine, is the ultimate analysis. Even if it undergoes change, we think that we are only seeing the change, but we are not seeing that which is changeless within that. So every change which we see is actually in the mind. Because of our Sankuchitam, we are seeing everything has changed. Even nature has changed. And that's the way I understand this.
Yeah.
But Swami is just, making us think, analyze, contemplate, so that the idea of who we are as Atman also gets clarified. So when we say we are not the body, we are the Atman, means when that statement is made, it doesn't say that we are not the body. Don't identify only with the body. You are the Atman, ultimate, primarily you are the Atman, but the body is an extension, the nail which grows on the, sorry, what is that?
Yeah, nail which grows on
Finger.
the hair. You keep on cutting the nail, it still grows.
It is like that, that's why from one thing only the other one is growing. So I think Swami just wants us to contemplate it. Sometimes some of these we can't even discuss and understand. We can only contemplate and experience. That's my view. So I don't know whether I've confused more.
No, all these changes, what we are witnessing is only an appearance in our it's an appearance in our consciousness. So we just recognize these changes, but actually there is no change, what you say. But we have not reached that stage, Arun.
Yes, I understand. But Swami wants us to
discuss about this.
He wants us to understand this concept. So when we see, I am the Atman, if every Swami says, always sing, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the Atman. So everyone goes around saying, oh, I have reached, now I know I am Atman, but they're still functioning at the body level.
Idam shariram kalu dharma sadhanam. That
Exactly.
shariram is necessary. Now, for the time being, we have not reached that stage until we become aham brahmasmi. So it's not an appearance, the change.
Even when you come to Aham Brahmasmi, you will still function with the body only.
What body level?
As long as we are.
Yeah. Even a Jivan Mukta behaves in the same way as we do.
Yes, he will also eat. He will also drink. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Ramana, in context of what you mentioned, Swami has said in the other discourse also how in the fabric of Bharatiya culture, how the truck driver also bows to the steering wheel, how the cobbler also prays to his tools before he starts working. So that aspect of recognizing the Lord even in Jada will help one to essence, because at every step it is like that farmer story, right? Again, thinking of the Lord. So even as you start your work, if you're able to do that, that is one thing. And second, based on what you said, right, it's a very interesting thing, because it is also now taking that change also is God, because Swami would say kala kala namaha, kala, that kala nimitai namaha, that whole thing Swami would say. And that is where, if time is God, anything brought about by time which is change is also God. So accepting that change also as an extension of the constant or the completeness makes us embrace anything, to stay as that witness consciousness, like to observe change or something changeless as God. It will help one to essence. So just wanted to add to that, Sairam.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great say. Devotees, oh, Rama, you have come like this today. They will look at a dog and ask, oh, Rama, you want to bite me? Like that, So they don't differentiate anything from Rama, or Krishna. And that is the ultimate understanding that everything, whether Jada, there is Chaitanya, all encompass is just the same divinity. So I think Swami just wants to push us and nudge us and tickle us into, thinking, so that we don't become complacent, thinking, oh, now we have understood. There's nothing more. He will say, experience it. And I think that is just pushing us there with all this analysis and vada and all that, so that we get some clarity. Thank you.
And also in that context, and like the way we have seen that same Swami walking briskly, that same Swami on a wheelchair, that same Swami across, the way he came in the car towards it, is so the way Swami has told that change also is God, right? So if we can essence that in its completeness, then it will lead one truly to Sukha Dukkhe Samayakritva. It will lead one, because they'll be unaffected by that change.
Yeah,
Because
so I think, yes, very, very true. Sorry for interrupting. See, you should understand, today people say Swami, now he is everywhere. You don't have to go to Prashantanalaya. Suddenly people have suddenly liberated themselves into seeing Swami everywhere. But not only that, they hate to go to Prashantanalaya. They hate people there, then how can you see God everywhere? See, if you hate a few people, you can't see God anywhere. But this is dry philosophy. So the thing is, the physical is equally divine as much as the subtle and the causal. And if we do not understand that, this problem comes. But even the people who say there you don't have to go, here also they go to a building and pray. So the thing is, again, narrow division. This fundamental problem comes when you don't understand philosophy, Sanatana Dharma philosophy, Advaita. So the thing is, you cannot find Prashantalayam anywhere as long as you hate Prashantalayam. You can't find God in another human being as long as you hate one person. So the thing is, Swami does not want us to have very dry philosophy. This is the whole thing, because people think we have understood. They will think, I'm also God, you are also God. I don't have to pray to anyone. This is total ignorance. I think today we studied the discourse which at our center, where Swami is exactly saying this. He says people read the Mahavakyas and ego is the result of that. They think I am God, I am Brahmasmi. And he says the statement is not supposed to be for that. But this is a fundamental flaw of incorrect understanding of the philosophy of Sanatana Dharma and what Swami has taught. And I think Swami wants us to be very, very clear by studying this, discussing this. That's why, Sai Satish, sorry for interrupting. I just couldn't help.
No, this was helpful. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, Sai Satish, go Sanjay.
So yeah, that's good discussion. So yeah, I think what Swami said after that sentence and the rest of the thing makes it really reinforces that whole what we've discussed, which is basically it's the purification of the mind that reveals the brilliance of the Atma, which is the same Paripurna Tattva as God. And I think that's a classic example of the sun reflected in pots of water. With when there is impurity in the water, or there is lack of stillness or clarity in the water, the reflected sun is diminished in its brilliance. And as Swami goes on to say here, the good what he calls as acts and practices that disclose the native splendor and glory of the Atman are termed as good, and that will reveal the brilliance of the Atman. So it's the way in which it is reflected that is changes.
Yeah, means as long as we think we are separate, we are going to bad ways.
Correct.
That's it. Thank you. I hope I didn't shut the discussion. If people want, we can move a little further. I think Swami is still continuing. Extension, we can come back if anyone would like to discuss.
The Atma is unbound at first, but later it is seen as limited and restricted. Through good deeds and activities, it resumes its vastness and boundlessness. Everyone, without any difference, has the opportunity to achieve this transformation. When the time gets ripe, everyone can succeed in this and liberate himself from the bounds and bonds. But the Jagat, cosmos, will not end. That is eternal, incapable of being destroyed. This is the explanation of the second school of philosophy in India. The first one is the dualist or the Dvaita. The second one is the Vishishta Advaita or the special Advaita. This is a higher stage in spiritual inquiry and experience. It posits three entities, God, the Atma, and nature, and speaks of an integration of the three. The dualists posit that the cosmos is a vast machine designed and operated by God. The Vishishta Advaitins declare that it is a phenomenon that is interpenetrated and imbued with the divine. But the Advaitins, or the non-dualists, assert that God is not outside the cosmos, that he became the cosmos, Jagat, and that he is all that is. There is nothing except God, no other, no second. This truth has to be accepted by all. This is the highest truth. To say that God is the Atma and the cosmos is as the body which he operates and lives in is not correct. To assert that the Atma, God, is eternal and changeless, but the cosmos, which is his body, can be subject to change and transformation is also not satisfying.
Thank you, Kalyani. Thank you. I think we got ahead of ourselves a little bit in the discussion.
Okay.
Sairam.
Atma modata parishuddhamai undunadi.
The Atma at the beginning was it remained pure.
ఆ పిదప అది సంకుచితమై అయ్యెను.
Later, it became narrow and limited.
సత్కర్మాచరణ మూలమున అది మరల వ్యాకోచత నొంది.
By doing good actions, it will again expand.
దాని నైసర్గిక పరిశుద్ధములను సాధించును.
It will attain its natural inherent effulgence.
ఈ అవకాశము సర్వజనులకు కలదు.
This is possible for everyone.
కాల పరిపాకమున సర్వలకు విమోచనము లభించును. కానీ
in due course of time, everyone will attain this liberation.
ఈ జగత్తు మాత్రము అంతమొందదు.
This creation will not end.
ఇది శాశ్వతము.
This is eternal.
ఇది రెండవ సిద్ధాంతము.
This is the second philosophy.
మొదటి సిద్ధాంతము పేరు ద్వైతము.
The first siddhanta is Dvaita.
రెండవ సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారము భగవంతుడు, ఈ రెండవ సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారము భగవంతుడు, ఆత్మ, ప్రకృతి అను మూడు వస్తువులు కలవు.
According to the second philosophy, there are three things: Bhagavanta, Atma, and Prakriti.
అంతా ప్రకృతి భగవంతుని శరీరము కనుక,
as the Prakriti or nature is the body of God,
ఆత్మయే జీవుడొకటచే,
when Atma becomes a Jiva,
ఈ మూడును చేరి ఒక వస్తువే.
all these three things are one.
ఆధ్యాత్మిక విచారణ పరిణామమున ఇది ఉన్నత తరమగు దశ.
This is the direction, or this is the
ఎంక్వైరీ ఇంటూ ఆధ్యాత్మిక విచారణ. ఎంక్వైరీ ఇంటూ
when you do inquiry of the on Atman and its modifications or evolution, this is the eternal, this is the supreme
state.
Supreme state.
దీనిని విశిష్టాద్వైతం అందురు.
This is called Vishishtadvaitam.
ద్వైత మత ప్రకారము ఈ జగత్తు భగవంతుడు సాగించిన ఒక మహాయంత్రము తుల్యమైనది.
According to the belief of Dvaita dualists, this creation is something which has been made by God, and it's a big machine.
విశిష్టాద్వైత ప్రకారము అది భగవద్ ఆత్మనే అంతర్నిబిడమై యుండు ఒక సంఘటన.
So according to the Vishishtadvaita, it's what non-dual? Qualified non-duality.
Qualified monism.
Yeah, monism. Qualified non-duality or qualified monism. This is God is indweller in everything.
Yeah.
Sangatanam is
it's a
combination.
Combination.
Yes.
ఇక చివరి మతము వారు అద్వైతులు.
The final philosophy is Advaita, non-dualism or monism.
వారి మతము ప్రకారము ఈ జగత్తునకు భగవంతుడే ఉపాదాన కారణమును, నిమిత్త కారణమును.
So according to them, God is the material cause as well as
efficient cause.
Okay, efficient cause.
కావున భగవంతుడే యావత్ జగద్ రూపమును పొందినాడు.
So that means God has taken all the forms in this world.
దీనిని అందరూ ఒప్పుకొనక తప్పదు.
Everyone has to one day accept this.
ఇది పరమ సత్యము.
You cannot fail to accept it. Sorry.
ఇది పరమ సత్యము.
This is eternal, or this supreme truth.
Yeah. భగవంతుడు ఆత్మనియు జగత్తు శరీరమనియు ఈ జగత్తుమనియు
God is the Atman and the creation is his body.
ఈ శరీరము సవికారము.
This body is capable of change.
ఆత్మ మాత్రము
it's endowed with change.
ఆత్మ మాత్రము అవికారుడు.
Atma alone is changeless.
I think that's where she starts.
Ani palukvaru.
Oh, but yeah, correct. You know, ani palkuvari vadamantayu artharahitamu.
So people who say so, they doesn't have meaning.
అని అద్వైతులు చెప్పుదురు.
Advaitins say that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think it's one more sentence, I think.
One more sentence.
ఈ వాదమే సరి అయినచో
When this argument is correct,
ఈ జగత్తుకు భగవంతుడు ఉపాదాన కారణమని చెప్పట వలన ప్రయోజనమేమి?
saying that for this creation, material cause is God, is how it is so? What is the use?
Yeah.
Okay, I will stop here.
I think it's
So the first, as I mentioned, the first statement Swami started this chapter with itself is a statement of Advaita, where Bhagavanta is Upadana Karana as
and yeah.
Nimitta Karana. Okay, the material cause as an efficient cause. That statement is Advaita. Then what happens? See, in Vishishtadvaita also, it's Advaita, but Vishishta. Okay, it's a bit qualified. And so then the qualifications happened, and the Swami shows their arguments, which is but Swami stated it, and then he says he's trying to reconcile both to some extent. And then at the end he says, if you think God is changeless, the body of God also is changeless. If you say God is doesn't change, but the body changes, then that is not correct. It cannot be, because God is the material cause of the creation also. So ultimate Advaitins will see the body also as an extension of the Atman, and is endowed with the same qualities, same nature, which is Satchidananda, and they will ignore the Nama and Rupa. I think that's the sense I get. But I will stop here. I thought I'll just sort of quickly summarize.
Yeah, it
Like
needs
the link the previous, but we can discuss, Saira. I will open it up for discussions. Yes, brother Malaysia.
Sairam, no, I just question over. No, since we are discussing Tvaida, Vishtadvaita, Advaita, in the chronological order, the philosophy Advaita was established first, then Vishtadvaita, then Tvaida. But Swami always says, though, when one Sanil Kumar even asked, so he always says, all are good, but different stages, and Advaita is the highest. So does that, no, so if anyone have any, can throw any light on why, chronologically, why is the other way? You understand my question?
Yes, brother. Yes, I understand your question.
Sai-
I will
Sairam,
open it up
brother,
for others to
I
attempt to answer.
Sairam, brother, I can answer him because
Yes,
he's my
please.
friend too.
Please.
You know,
Please come closer to the mic,
actually,
guys. Brother Shivdasan, can
it's
you
not
come
heard.
closer to the mic?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
First, Shankaracharya was born and he interpreted, say, one statement, Aham eva advidiyam brahmam, in his own typical Advaita style. Then the people found it is too high for them to grasp the truth. So Ramanuja came and he put the essence in differently so that the devotion part comes in, and people will be comfortable doing their worship and everything. So he changed it a little to suit the level of people. Even then, Baba has said that though. Even then, still found it difficult to accept how can the God became the universe and so on. And then Mathur came and still he simplified it and and he said, no, God is separate, Atmans are separate. Don't worry about, don't mix it even. That's a dual. God is one kind of entity and Atmans is another kind of entity. So two separate things and start worship. So it is simplified. So that is why Brother Bhimalasan said, okay, it was Advaita, Vishuddha Advaita and Dvaita. How come Bhagavan is explaining first Dvaita and then Vishuddha Advaita and Advaita? So Bhagavan has said, no, even Vimalasan has read that, I think I remember. These are all three steps of the ladder. So first we have to understand Dvaita and then Vishuddha Advaita and then Advaita. And even this, as everybody know, even Advaita may not be complete to explain, say, for example, Guru worship. If we are following Advaita, how can the Guru worship can be done? Guru is separate, we are separating Guru. So these these theories will help us to reach the final stage. But in this chapter, Bhagavan ends this Advaita very nicely, and we have to wait and see that. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I think in terms of the Ahankaram part, right? When we go from Advaitam to Vishishtadvaitam to Dvaitam, I think the Aham takes Akaram, and that's where I think where if we take the bigger circle and smaller circle in the Advaitam, there is no smaller circle at all. Vishishtadvaitam, the smaller circle starts appearing within the bigger circle, and in Dvaitam it becomes a separate circle in itself. So I think that way, though of course it is good, better, best from what we have seen, what Swami always tells, but nevertheless you can see that that part of the Ahankaram part slowly showing up when you go from Advaitam all the way to Dvaitam. But I think in Swami's way, I think that is where he's leading again back to Advaitam, because ultimately it is for that Ahankaram to lose its Akaram and become the Aham. So it goes from the Dvaitam, Advaitam and Vishishtadvaitam. But I'll stop here, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, this Advaitam, Dvaitam, all these things, Swami is showing us to see whether that is not me, to get to the Advaita state. That's how I am looking at it. So the giving that, we can understand more clearly. But I am trying to understand, because from the first sentence onwards, if we can try to get the full understanding, because how we have learned before about the Atma, now it's coming little, we are expanding on how we look at the Atma, kind of, it's unbound, and what is limit and restrict now, how we are feeling that what is Swami meant by that. So if we get to little more details on that, would help us to understand more. And just that's my thought. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, sister. It's about 4:34. So I think we should continue next week. I will just briefly, I think, thanks for Brother Sivadas for saying. See, I think one of the reasons, Brother Vimalasan, how after Advaita, Vishishtadvaita and Dvaita came, was when Adi Shankara came and expounded the Advaita, he was not confused about Dvaita or Advaita. He was not that. He also has, with devotion, he has sung many compositions on many devotees. But the thing is, unfortunately, the people who came after him, they made it a very dry philosophy and took out devotion from that. So then what happened, Ramanujacharya came to fix it. Because Adi Shankara already had everything. If you go to any of his the four pithas which he has established, they follow all karma, and they do upasana, and they also do jnana. All three are actually present. But the thing is, I don't know whether many people, followers, the public, they became dry Advaitins. Then Vishishtadvaitins came, and then they said all devotion. But then Madhvacharya said, they are ignoring the karma part, so he came and included the Dvaita philosophy. But Swami wants us to understand all three as together and integrated, because at the body level, we can never function in Advaita state. At the mental level, the best we can do is Vishishtadvaita, subtle. But at the causal level, we are Advaita. But I think Swami wants us to keep all three in mind. But I think we can discuss it further. But we will see why that order it developed, and now why Swami is taking it from here. I think we'll continue the discussion next week. That's all I would say. We can all contemplate and come back. Okay, Sai Ram. We'll close with Samastaloka prayer, please. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.